Next up, we're going to talk about Dan Brereton's Nocturnals, Carnival of the Beast one-shot from Image Comics.
How long have you said this has been out for?
I don't know. The Nocturnals, they've been going on for a good number of years. Dan Brereton always does the painted artwork in his books, and I like it.
Well, and it's good, but like I said, you said it's been out for a while. I have never seen that guy's artwork before, and I've never heard of the story. So when you said, no, this has been out for a while, I'm like, really?
As far as the artwork goes, yeah, I've said this before, not my cup of tea, don't care to see it. It's very good.
Yes.
He's very good at what he does.
I'll tell you, I like the artwork in the book better than I like the story.
Yes.
I'll give you that.
When it was all said and done with the story, I'm like, and there's a couple different stories split up in here, but when it's all said and done with, I'm just like...
Well, I want to know, why is this girl going to Hogwarts? Because...
She's not going to Hogwarts.
Oh, she's not? Oh,
She's going to attack Harry Potter!
She's not going to Hogwarts.
Well, I mean, she's going to some school
next
where...
issue she'll be in there attacking Spider-Pig!
The headmistress was like a vampire or something.
The headmistress didn't look any different than her and her father did. I had a misconception going in the beginning that her and her father were like... I assumed vampires. I don't know why I didn't click on the werewolf because he was excessively shaggy, but they both had, the high pointed eyebrows, the sharp teeth, it felt very vampire-ish.
I say I could see going either way, but she definitely looked like a vampire.
When I saw her and I'm like,
you mean she's either a vampire or werewolf?
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Clarifying that.
Anyway.
But she looked very vampire-ish,
yes, she does.
and that made me further believe, okay, her dad's a vampire, until later on in the comic he gets all like hairy and starts...
Wolf's out. Wolf's out. This isn't Teen Wolf here.
Hey, I can make a reference.
He didn't play basketball.
And it's nice to see this guy still getting work after what he did in Moon Knight. Because, it's just, Moon Knight wasn't that good.
Different. What?
No, there's just one. They recycle it through all the comics.
Oh,
He's got a contract.
All right.
It's Michael J. Fox, you knew that.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to see he's getting work
God,
still.
why don't you
Anyway.
We check this stuff out on the internet before we come here to make sure our sources are reliable.
Yeah, I know. I do want to say, though, we talked about the art a little bit. The paint and stuff's not really my thing either. I did like the art in the last story, though. I thought that was really cool. I don't know why they threw that art, though, in with the two very similar painted styles.
I want to make that correction, yes, that the first two stories are painted. Different artists, I believe they said in the background.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, different artists, but same.
The very last story was very not anything similar.
And it was cartoony kid-style comics.
It reminded me of the original sketches from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay.
Tim Burton sketches. It reminded me of that, and I think that's why I liked it.
The only thing about the painted stuff that I have left to say is, in any other comic, the painted art was great. It was very well detailed, very colorful, vibrant, everything. In any other comic, you drop that artwork in there that has a good story, and you're like, the art is distracting from the story. In this, it was the salvage point.
Yeah. Well, see, Dan Brereton a while back did a story for DC called Thrill Killer. And it was a Batman, Nightwing, Batgirl type story.
I didn't know about either.
And I didn't read it. I collected it. I got the artwork. I love the look of it, but I don't know what it's about. So I'm curious to see
Batman in that artwork, actually, but that's neither here nor there. Not important.
So if you liked Dan Brereton stuff and know anything about Thrill Killer, leave us a comment, because I'd kind of like to know.
Or if the artwork bugs you, leave a comment about that too.
Yeah, sure.
It works for me.
Are we good about Nocturnals?
Yeah.
No more admitting about Nocturnals?
Speaking of things that bug you.
No more Nocturnal? Never mind. We're going to move on to DC's Ambush Bug, Year None, number 1 of 6.
Hilarious.
Keith Giffen, you are
hilarious.
So I just want to say from the start here, I've said before that up until here recently, I wouldn't really give DC a fair break.
I don't think those are the exact words. I think
I knocked on DC
I
knocked on DC a lot. I've started reading some other stuff at these guys' request, a few other people. One of them I picked up here recently, and it's obviously been out for some time. Identity Crisis. I picked that up.
Good call.
I'm a grown man. Issue 1 made me almost cry twice.
And actually, in this book, it makes more sense as to why Identity Crisis took place.
This is just so everybody doesn't get all out of whack about continuity. This is just a joke book.
It's hilarious. God.
Well, that's a slapstick character.
Well, I know, but it's
supposedly he's responsible for the death of Sue Dibney.
Yeah. The deaths of
No, it's one. Did you tell me that it was like only a 6-shot or something?
Yeah, 6 issues.
I just said that at the beginning of the review. I tell you right now, I'm gonna want more of this because it is so funny, and it's one of those. It's like I'm not big into like humorous comics. Like I don't see myself reading a humorous comic for a long period of time, but I like humor in a comic. Mm-hmm. But this is one of those things that it was so well written. The comedy was so good.
I think the comedy,
that it could carry.
The comedy that comes from events that we've already read about is what makes it so much more funny.
Well, no, I just like him talking to the narrator and stuff. Just that kind of stuff.
Yeah, back in the old days, and all my thoughts were in a nice little cushy balloon above my head with dots going. I have these hard, rigid boxes that are purple.
Blue boxes.
Come along later. Holy crap! Where'd the box go? I got my cloud back. And him popping from one place to another. He's like, I'm at the Batcave. Nobody's here. Crap. Justice League Watchtower. No one's here. I'm raiding the fridge. Everybody must be off on some crisis or something.
It's very funny.
It's great when he breaks the fourth wall and talks directly to us.
And I almost wish more comics would do some more.
The source wall in the beginning.
That was some of the funniest stuff I've ever read.
You open it up.
I love Big Hearted Chippy too.
You've seen the source wall in all these other comics. And the source wall in this one looks like a headstone. Just this chunk of crap. And it's got the text on it setting up the story. Oh, I am the source wall. And Big Barda took a bite out of him, and you see the bite is gone. Just kind of sitting there. It's the source wall.
But you chipped a tooth. So.
Back years ago, when I was glittering and made of gold, and they drew me with a bedazzled glove, and all my pride.
Michael Jackson stole it. He turns everything into gold. Gosh, oh no,
it was great.
It's one of those. It's a nice a fresh comic. It's like if you've read a lot of serious comics, like I've read a lot of Walking Dead lately.
Especially shows DC's not taking themselves too seriously.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I read a lot of Walking Dead recently, and I've been kind of bummed because stuff's really happening. I'm not gonna say anything because anybody that's reading it. But it's like, gosh, this is so depressing. Everybody I liked is kind of going away and everything. I'm like, this sucks.
I finished trade paperback 8 today, and after I'm like,
and I'm like, what are we reading? Ambush Bug? I hope this is really funny because I need to pick me up. And it delivered. It was very good.
The artwork is very, very reminiscent of the old school comic artwork. It reminded me of the artwork in the issues 1 and 2 of Moon Knight that we read last week. You know, that old... five colors.
It's that old. I wouldn't say it's from 70s, but I'd say early 80s.
Yeah, it's a good meshing of styles. Yeah, it's really good though.
It appears as though it was on purpose. Obviously, they can draw better. The previews that they've had in the DC Comics for the last several months, weeks, whatever. The ambush bug and the flashlight.
That's just that one single panel.
Yes.
Okay, you guys were telling me about this, and I've seen this. But
that's what I was telling you.
When you were saying previews, I was thinking, here's a page of the
thing on the back too on the letters page.
Yeah. But no, it's really fun.